Is Doge even about to enter a new bull market? I mean, where's the puffery and what could possibly even push Doge up at this point? This article on Crypto Potato poses the question, is a new Dogecoin bull run on the horizon? These analysts think so. Well, I disagree. I don't think a new Dogecoin bull market is on the horizon. We've been in one for some time already. I mean, look at the chart. Dogecoin is already up more than 200%, almost 300% at its peak. And even though it is down about 20% since that high, it's still up more than 200% at the time of recording. It's taken us just about 4 months to see these increases, and I think that if this isn't a bull market, then I don't know what the heck is, because traditionally these kinds of gains would take years to happen in the stock market, and if you invested in index funds, it would probably take decades. But these days, the government is printing trillions of dollars every couple of months or whatever. So I think cryptocurrencies and stock markets and everything else basically is going to go up in value because it's just being compared to the dollar, which is being devalued. And if the denominator is being devalued at this rapid of a pace, then of course everything else is going to go up. But it looks like this trend is probably going to continue because it looks like the whales are getting ready for something really big. According to this article on CoinGape, it looks like the Dogecoin price is rebounding for $1 as a whale has just bought 200 million Doge. It says, according to the data unveiled by Whale Alert, an unknown whale address accumulated 199.27 million Doge in a series of 2 transactions over the past 24 hours. The first transaction was 100 million Doge worth $17.77 million accumulated from Robinhood, whereas the second, 99.27 million coins worth $17.68 million were bought from the same exchange in another transaction. And it's not just this whale, because according to this article on newsbtc.com, it looks like a Doge whale has taken 52.3 million in Doge off of Binance, and it poses the question, is this a sign of buying? Well, I would say that it's a sign that they're not going to be selling, because if they were going to sell, then they'd be moving it onto an exchange instead of off of it. And as the community continues to see these big whales accumulating, I think they're going to take the example and run with it, probably accumulating some Dogecoin as well, because like I said earlier, these whales are probably getting ready for something big, and retail investors like you and me probably don't want to miss the ride. Dogecoin has a lot of really great things going for it right now. It has Doginals, which is just like Bitcoin ordinals, but on Dogecoin, and that means that Doge has NFTs for the first time ever in a bull market. And most people don't even realize that this is happening right now, and if this narrative does take off, or if Elon Musk mentions it or something, I think this is going to see a lot of people flooding in to trade these meme coins on the original meme coin. And just like what happened with Solana, I think this is going to push up the transaction volume, and probably a lot of us are just going to make money because this is going to go into the fees for Dogecoin and things like that, pushing up the price and causing a lot of people to enter the ecosystem. That's just the tip of the iceberg, though, because we also have Elon Musk's X securing payments licenses in more than 23 states now, I think, with him only having applied for like 32. So I think he's getting close to his mark, and hopefully he's going to be making X payments go live soon. And the Dogecoin community is speculating that Dogecoin might actually be the first cryptocurrency added to the platform, which would obviously be a boon for the price. Not to mention, there's been a lot of really great developments going on with the development team, with them just having released a major update like a couple of weeks ago or something. But they're also working on a really great wallet called Giga Wallet, which is going to have API integrations with things like X payments, I believe. And they have Lib Dogecoin, which is a library of code, making it easier for developers to come join their team, adding use cases and all kinds of really great opportunities for this community to grow. And they're also working on what I think is the most important, which is Radio Doge, which is going to do what Bitcoin has always promised to do but never really could, and that is to bank the unbanked, including people around the world who don't even have access to internet, because Radio Doge is going to offer a capability, I believe, for people to receive Dogecoin transactions through radio signals in places like third world countries where there's just not the infrastructure for them to have internet access. Also, all of these Bitcoin ETFs are starting to reach a more mature level where probably all of these brokers and financial advisors are going to be offering the product for the first time. having an ETF trading doesn't mean that people are going to be offering it to their clients. They have to do all kinds of due diligence and basically have the okay from their higher ups to actually start offering these things to their clients. And as that starts to happen, I think we're finally going to see these ETFs really take off. And BlackRock seems to be getting ready for that, with them adding Goldman Sachs, Citigroup, and UBS as APs for their Bitcoin ETF. Previously, I think it was just JP Morgan. And now there's some new authorized participants in the ETFs that are responsible for the creation and redemption process of the fund through which they create liquidity. It says down here that popular ETFs tend to have over a dozen APs, so this is obviously nothing out of the ordinary. But with these Bitcoin ETFs breaking records in the ETF space, having more inflows since their inception than any ETFs in the history of ETFs, I think this is probably just BlackRock trying to keep up with the demand that they really didn't even expect to have at this point. And while this isn't anything out of the ordinary, because as it says, popular ETFs have a lot of APs, it also says this is how they create liquidity, and liquidity is good, so this probably means the chart will go up. This is going to make room for Dogecoin to grow, and with gold shattering record highs, this is probably also going to push Bitcoin and Dogecoin up as well, because Bitcoin is supposed to be the digital gold, they say. And if gold isn't moving to the upside, like it hasn't broken an all-time high since 2012 until just now, I think that probably makes the digital gold argument a little bit weaker, because people are looking for gains, and if gold isn't moving, then why would they want the digital version? Here you can see the gold chart, and as I said, its previous all-time high was around 2012. I guess it was September 12th, 2011. Anyway, it looked like it put in a cup and handle right after that. And while it did play around with the all-time high here over the past couple of years, it didn't have a solid breakout above it until just now. So with gold running to the upside, I think this means that people are probably looking for a flight to safety. And as Larry Fink has been saying recently, Bitcoin is a flight to quality. So maybe this means some economic turmoil is on the way. But at this point, if the economy does well, then I think Bitcoin is going to react like a risk-on asset and people are just going to push it to the upside. But if the economy flounders, then people are probably going to rush into Bitcoin because it is digital gold as they look for a flight to safety. And this is where I think Bitcoin will actually really shine, because this is what it was created for and it can really come into its own. One of the reasons why Bitcoin has been down over the past week or whatever is because people were saying that GBTC was selling off and it had a lot of the flows actually being net outflows. But a lot of these outflows were being picked up by Genesis, keeping the Bitcoin in the crypto ecosystem, as it says here, with them offloading around 36 million shares of Grayscale's GBTC to acquire Bitcoin at $67,674 as part of its preparations to settle its debts with creditors. Basically, that means that a lot of the Bitcoin that was in this GBTC trust is going to be dished back out to regular investors like you and me, who were creditors to Genesis, with them collapsing. And while really, as long as it's just bought up, it's probably going to keep pushing the price up, I'm just glad to see that it's going to be going to regular people instead of just being bought up real quick by BlackRock. Yesterday, we had a total of almost $710 million in net outflows from the ETFs, but that still didn't push Bitcoin down for another leg lower, and as long as we continue to consolidate in this sideways channel right here, it looks like hopefully we're just building a solid floor before we continue to the upside. But it does look like this is playing out to be a possible symmetrical triangle, which fortunately this is a continuation pattern, and we could trade sideways into this narrowing channel all the way until the halvening. But it looks like this is pointing to some kind of really big price action that's going to be coming up around the halving. And I'm just going to be taking this opportunity to accumulate as much more Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as I can, because after the halving happens, this is usually when the charts go parabolic, and I just want to be ready for the ride. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is Dogecoin about to re-enter another new bull market, or have we already been in one for a while now and it's just about to get hotter from here? Either way, thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. But most importantly, don't forget to do only good every day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.